Hello, today we shall talk about politics with Pokémon. So, to start out things, we need to talk about what is actually happening in the world these days. Or was, depending on the period at which you watch this video, but we need to talk about it. So, it all started in November 2018. What happened in 2018, you may ask? Well, I shall tell you about it. So, in November 2018, the Yellow Vest movement happened. You may wonder what it is, or you may already know what it is. But anyway, we don't really need to get in big detail on what it is, because these problems happen all the time. And so I will take it at a more general level, because what matters the most is why it always happens and why we should avoid it. I shall ask my dear Pokémon to assist me with this explanation. So, sorry Gengar, but you will need to let go of that Taiwanese dollar and you shall come with me. No! Well, that's not how he sounds, but now we'll get the other one, and let's take you. Boom. So I now have my Pokemon with me to assist me. So my Flareon and my little Gengar. Okay, let's start this. So this is Flareon and here's Gengar, and they are both waiting. So to make things a bit easier to understand, so Gengar is the nasty one. Let's call him the nasty one. The Gengar species of Pokemon are not necessarily nasty, but for the sake of explanation's sakes, let's say he's nasty. Or not nasty, but let's say that he's a policeman. Gengar is a policeman, and the reason he's nasty is because the people don't like policemen, or that's what they are made to believe, and so they dislike policemen, and so they say that policemen are nasty. On to my dear Flareon. Flareon resembles or symbolizes the people. So, the people, the government. People, government. Now that we have that out of the way, let me remind you of my video that I made a while back called Will I Become a Fallen Hero or Hero? I think that's the title or something like that, at least along those lines. Well, if you've watched the video, it might be easier to understand. Well, if you have not, well, I shall briefly explain it. There are 2 points. One can, by some actions, one can be qualified as a good action. It may be considered as a good action depending on one's perspective, or bad from another perspective. I'll explain you with the Pokemon. So here are my Pokemon, and what I'll do is I'll throw in the Taiwanese dollar in to explain. So the thing is, so we have Gengar. He has this Taiwanese dollar thing. He's holding it. Look, he's holding it. And here's the people. If the people comes, well, let's do it the other way, because we said he's going to be nasty. So Flareon has the Taiwanese money, and Gengar shows up. He takes the money. So Flareon owns this money, and this Pokemon comes and steals it. Woo! He stole the money. It was Flareon's money, but he stole the money. So, you may think that it's bad that he stole money, but it's actually Flareon. Flareon is the people. So Flareon thinks that what Gengar did is bad. So what Gengar did was bad on the perspective of Flareon's belief. But in Gengar's beliefs, well, he gained some money. So he's happy. He did a good thing. He has money. It was a good thing for Gengar. It's a good thing. So for the bad person, if we can call it bad, it's actually a good thing to take the money because now he has money. But he doesn't. But Flareon doesn't have his money. Well, that's basically the same principle of what is happening. Like lately, what has been happening lately, or what happened in the past, depending on when you watch this video, or it might never end. But there you have it. That's the big idea. That's the principle of my video of the past, and now we shall continue. So I just explained about money and stealing money, but now let's talk about when you do something bad, or like when you do something bad, or yeah. But this time as a group, as an entire group. Though I don't currently have lots of Pokemon, and maybe through the power of editing I will have lots of Pokemon, but until now, so I shall explain what is actually happening in the world. Okay, so I will need the help of Hatsune Miku right here. She will help us. Okay. Yay. So, as we established early on, Flareon is considered the people. Gengar is considered the police, or the government, or politics, or whatever. The police. Gengar is the police. Hatsune Miku is public property, or no, not public property. It's a monument. Hatsune Miku is a statue that doesn't move. It will never move. Okay, so that was established. Now we shall continue with the explanation. And we can move this away because we don't need it. No, let's leave it. It helps the people. It helps the people think about what to do. It motivates them. Oh wait, I just got an idea. I will bring in Pokemon cards or stickers or whatever they are, as to make them become people. So nice people. So I will add them to Flareon Squad. Okay, let's do that. So here are the Pokemon cards or stickers or however you want to call them. And let's say that they are Flareon's friends. Okay. And this one up. Okay. So that's the people. They are all people. And by the way, this is also happening in the world. And it will probably always happen. Unless something else changes in the world. And people become a bit wiser. Okay. So, policeman. Statue that may move at some point in the future. I don't know yet. Here are the people. So, what I'm about to say right now does happen in real life. In some form or another, it does happen. And it may differ slightly, but it does happen. And I'll show you how. Okay, so Flareon is with its people. And with the other people. And here we have Gengar, the policeman, that has money. And Flareon has a problem that Gengar has money. So Flareon and his friends, like, they all go to the statue. They all go next to the statue that doesn't move. They look at the statue, and they start shouting next to the statue, and they do many things next to the statue. So let's put so they are making a lot of noise, and they are dancing around and doing many things. So then it all happens. So Flareon is having fun. He's dancing around, and then he finally he decides to play with his fire. Flareon has fire attacks. Does fire attacks? If you didn't know about Pokemon, so Flareon does Flare Blade. So he just hit the statue, and hitting the statue, trying to break it, or hitting the statue is not legal. It's not legal, and so Gengar, the policeman, comes up here, says, "Oh, you're not allowed to hit the statue." And then maybe Flareon might say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to," or I meant it. But anyway, Flareon says sorry, or something like this. But then, so afterwards, so Flareon says sorry, and then so Gengar goes and walks away. So Gengar, the policeman, is back at home, and Flareon goes back with his friends. Then Machamp shows up and dances next to the statue once again. He dances next to the statue. And then, by mistake, he does an attack called low kick. Like maybe once, twice. And so the policeman Gengar shows up and says, "You're not supposed to attack the statue, and please be careful." Machamp, this Pokemon says, "Oh, I'm sorry." So the policeman Gengar walks away. Then all the Pokemon go around the statue and keep dancing and making a lot of noise. This time, Gengar, the policeman, is like, "Oh, they're gonna hurt the statue over there. They're gonna hurt it. I must go and stop them." He comes and looks at them, and then at the statue also, and thinks a bit. So then Gengar remembers that these Pokemon like hit the statue by mistake, but Gengar is not actually sure if it really was by mistake. So Gengar comes and he says, "Hey, what you doing there? It's dangerous. But please walk away." And maybe the people, I mean, all these Pokemon, don't hear the policeman. But the policeman remembers that they hit the statue previously. So Gengar goes and attacks Flareon with Lick. Also a Pokemon attack, by the way. So he licks the Flareon. And then Flareon's all sad and everything. It's like... And then everyone comes like this and they go around the Flareon. And they say, "Oh, Gengar. Oh, Gengar is bad. Like Flareon didn't do anything. Flareon didn't do everything." policemen are bad. Gengar is bad. And so then Machop shows up because, like, the policeman hit Flareon by thinking that Flareon was going to hit the statue, but Flareon didn't, and so Gengar attacked, the policeman attacked, and so Machamp is like, this is not fair, and then he does a low kick back to Gengar policeman, and then Gengar's like, hey, you got prison, my friend. And then he brings them, he says, oh, you all need to pay a fine. No, then Machop's like, oh no, I need to pay a fine. And then he goes back to his friends. Then Gengar goes back home. Now, this group of Pokemon, they hate the policeman, or they hate Gengar, because they hit Flareon early on without reason, or not a reason that they comprehend. And so Gengar that's here, he sees the policeman, the Pokemon, gathering all around the statue once again. And so Gengar friendly comes around, and just for the fun of it, he comes because he sees people and he's interested, and he wants to talk with the Pokemon because they're all gathered together, and he wants to talk to them. And he says, oh, what you want? How do you think the statue? How is it? And so the Gengar just came for a friendly talk. But then these Pokemon, they remembered that Gengar hit Flareon in the past. So Flareon gets upset and he goes and does flare. And so then they're like, woo, dancing all around because they hit the policeman and everything. And then Gengar's like, oh, you're nasty. And then Flareon is like, oh no, we nice. You're nasty. Well, that's basically what happens in the world. In these days and all the time, that's what happens. So there was a problem, and they solved it with violence. There was other things that they could have done to solve it, but they used violence, and violence brings more violence. So what they could have done is they could have talked like people, good people, and figured everything out, and solved everything. But the thing is, they got the better of their emotions and attacked each other. Attacking each other may be good or bad, it all depends. But anyway, things are not seen like what the others want to see. There are always problems, and problems can create more problems, but problems can be solved. Or not solved, but at least lessened with just the right amount of talking and perhaps letters. And recently, with the problems that there have been in the world, like all the millions of people that showed up to manifest and show that they have a problem, all of that could have been sorted out if they had sent letters. Like all of those people that manifested but like wrote letters to the government, it may have solved everything. And we wouldn't be having the problems that we are currently having. And so now let's see where the future will go. And until then, bye bye.